Hey, greetings everybody. My name is Dan and I am your storage auction treasure hunter guy. I posted a video earlier in the week about the Occupy Wall Street movement. And that video had generated many comments. There was one comment in particular that I wanted to address. But before I get to that, I would like to mention that I truly appreciate all the comments that I get on the videos I post, whether it's a comment of support, whether it's a comment of contradiction, whatever it is, I really don't care. I just love the community involvement here, and I really do truly appreciate everybody weighing in with their opinion on whatever topic it is I'm discussing. Usually, you know, what I discuss is storage auction treasure hunting, but because Occupy Wall Street is such a hot button issue these days, I've posted an initial video on it, and it generated a lot of comments, and I wanted to just address something that somebody had brought up. Now, firstly, let me just say that I really believe that Occupy Wall Street started off on the right foot, and it started off for the right reason. You've got a group of disenfranchised Americans who are very frustrated with what they see as economic imbalance and inequity in this country, and quite frankly, I agree with them completely. See, I'm all for capitalism, and I think that the drive for corporate profit creates jobs, and it's good for the economy and all that stuff. But I think what people started protesting about in Wall Street was the out-and-out greed of the banking industry with the assistance of the American government. The banking industry was lending astronomical sums of money to people who were completely unqualified to borrow it to buy real estate, the value of which just exploded to ridiculous proportions. Then the banking industry bundled together toxic investments from those ill-fated mortgages and sold them to unsuspecting investors, both here domestically as well as worldwide. Anyway, it was all supported by hot air. It was the proverbial bubble. The bubble burst. Everything came crashing down, and the result is this really difficult economy that we're all dealing with right now. Meanwhile, middle America, the average citizen, is struggling just to put food on the table these days, and these big banks who created this mess to begin with have gotten trillions of dollars of bailout money from the government. That's what I'm frustrated about. That's what you're frustrated about. That's what the people who started Occupy Wall Street are frustrated about, and rightfully so. Now, in my first video, I'd mentioned, though, that, be that as it may, we all have a personal responsibility to ourselves and to our families to look out for our own personal finances, okay? Occupy Wall Street be damned, these scumbag bankers be damned, the useless politicians we have in Washington be damned. We all have a responsibility to ourselves to look out for our own personal financing. And I'd mentioned in that video that one of the things I do to watch after my cash flow is to attend storage auctions. Now, somebody had accused me in the comments of my previous video that is vulturing. And I would just like to address that. It's something that I've addressed in previous videos. I'm sure I'm going to have to address this again in future videos. But because it comes up time and again, let me address it right now. Now, there's a lot of different reasons why a storage unit can come up for auction. Let me give you some examples. My mother has a friend who's in her 70s, and that friend and her husband had downsized from a house into a much smaller condo, a maintenance-free condo. And they were not able to fit everything they had in their house in this condo, so they stuck a lot of their excess stuff in storage. Now, my mom was telling me that she had a conversation with this woman, and the woman was saying, look, I don't even remember what I have in that storage unit anymore. And quite frankly, at this point, I don't even miss it. Now, there's a perfect example of somebody who would stop paying rent on a storage unit. They don't even know what they have in there anymore. They don't even miss whatever it is they have in there, so they'll just stop paying rent on the unit and they'll walk away. Sometimes someone will have stuff in storage and they'll pass on, and either they do not have next of kin or their next of kin was not aware of it. And yes, financial hardship is a reason why things could be put up for auction. Now, holding a storage auction is a last resort measure for the storage facility owner. But he or she has to do it. they have no choice. The only revenue stream they have in order to pay their overhead, pay their employees, pay their tax burden, the only revenue they have are the rents they collect on the storage space that they provide. And once those rents start going uncollected, they now have a unit that's filled with stuff that's not generating rent. Now, what is that storage facility owner supposed to do? Just let that stuff stay there indefinitely? If they did, they'd be out of business, their family's going to starve, and a whole bunch of employees are going to lose their job. Now, believe me, the last thing a storage facility owner wants to do is auction off somebody else's personal property. It's an absolute money loser for them. Very rarely will they be able to sell that stuff off for an amount that's going to make up for missed rent. But they have to do it. They have to clear that unit out so they can start renting it to another rent-paying tenant, right? And the fact of the matter is, when somebody walks into a storage facility and they sign on the bottom line to rent space, they're pledging the very stuff they put into that into that unit as collateral for timely rent. Same as if you were to buy a house. You sign the mortgage documents, you're pledging that very house as collateral for timely payments, timely mortgage payments. If you don't make those mortgage payments, you stand to lose the house. The same goes for if you buy or lease a car. If you're not making payments to the financing company, you stand a chance of losing the car. The repo man's going to have to come in and take it. If that happens, does that make the repo man a vulture? Since that's a normal course of business for a storage facility, and they're going to be auctioning off those contents anyway, if you're not there bidding on those contents, other people will be. There's nothing that's going to stop people from not paying rent on a storage unit, which means there's nothing that's going to stop the storage facility from having to hold these auctions. And lastly, I just want to mention that when you do buy somebody else's property at a storage auction, it puts you in a dynamite position to return highly personal property back to the tenant. Stuff that you don't even want, stuff that has zero monetary value to you, but a high personal value to somebody else. You buy out that unit, you can return the family photo albums, the children's artwork to that former tenant that they would have otherwise lost altogether. I think that if you don't have the right mindset for a storage auction, then you shouldn't even be attending these things to begin with. Storage auctions do present an excellent means to generate income for yourself, but if you don't have the right mindset to attend a storage auction, then you're defeated even before you show up. And again, it's such an important topic that I dedicated an entire chapter in my book to mindset. So if you would like to learn how to have the right mindset and how to generate income for yourself and how to help out somebody else in their time of need by attending storage auctions, then by all means check out my book. It's less than $10. I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee. I've been getting some dynamite feedback on the book, and if you want to get involved in this fun and potentially very profitable field, then by all means, check it out. All right, I think that's it for now. I probably said a little bit more on this video than I was planning on. I will talk with you guys soon. My name is Dan, and I am signing out. Take care.